A gute Woche, Shavua Tov. Welcome to the Daily Tanya. It is Moitze Shabbos Parsha Shmini, Parshas HaChodesh. We just blessed the new month of Nisan today, and month of Nisan, the month of miracles, month of redemption. Let us hope we'll have the true redemption with Mashiach. We begin chapter 39 in Tanya, and here the Alter Rebbe talks about the advantage of a Jew studying Torah, doing mitzvahs, and it can soar higher than even the greatest angels. But it's a little deep. We're going to introduce some concepts here in today's class. And first, let's talk about what we learned yesterday. That Alter Rebbe continues the explanation of what we learned yesterday about the two types of kavana. Meaning when you do a mitzvah, you study Torah, you do it with kavana, with feeling of love to Hashem, fear of Hashem. There is two types of kavana. We called it the kavana, the animal-like kavana, or the human-like kavana. And we explained what that means. The difference between animal and human. A human being is able to develop and create emotions through the intellect. He's thinking about something positive. That when he connects to something, he has a strong conviction in his mind about something that is good. He's able to develop a new feeling, a certain feeling, whether to like something, to dislike something. And the same is different types of emotions that you can develop based on your logic. That's the human type of kavana. Then there is the animal-like kavana. And just like an animal does not have the ability to create new emotions, it just has its instinct. God created the animals in that way. An animal has intellect, but doesn't have the ability to connect to its intellect and change its emotion based on the intellect. And the same thing is also, there's certain people, in fact, most of us, are not able to create such tangible feelings of love to Hashem based on understanding. What we can arouse the hidden natural love that is already in us. That is it is creating this kind of feeling of love to Hashem that is the natural based, not intellectual based, but it's natural based feelings to Hashem. So the question is, like we said, most of us are not able to create new feelings of godliness. I mean, even to try to create a liking to something that you don't like, even in the regular physical world, it's difficult, almost impossible. Something that you don't like, and to start thinking, oh, maybe I should start liking it. It's possible, but it's very, very hard, very difficult. That is when we're talking about things in this world. Certainly when we're talking about godliness, which is something that's beyond, outside of your box, outside of your thinking. You have to think about the God that you don't see and you don't feel, and to develop a tangible feeling of love to this God. How is it possible? There's certain individuals, tzaddikim, are able to create that, but most of us are not able to. So the question is, in the beginning of Tanya, the Alter Rebbe said that this book is about to explain to us that how every single one is able to, and it's close and it's easy for us to achieve, beficho belevavcha la'aseh, to serve Hashem with your mouth and with your heart, and to do it. So if most of us are not able to create that feeling, that true ultimate feeling to Hashem that they create out of understanding, so how is that close to us to serve Hashem? And Alter Rebbe explains that don't worry about it. Even if you're not in the level of a tzaddik, but the fact that you're able to create that love, even the innate love, the natural love that you have, you're even at least not worse than an angel. because the angels are also called animals. That's why we call them animals. They're compared to animals. Why? Because the angels, most of the angels that they serve God, they're connected to God, they have also that natural instinct, so to speak, to serve Hashem in the way they were created, just like the animal. In fact, the physical animal is derived from the spiritual animals. So that's why, says the Alter Rebbe here, that this is why the angels they serve Hashem. And yet there's an advantage. When a human creates that kind of love, he has to put up a fight to create that love. An angel doesn't have a fight. An angel doesn't have an evil inclination, doesn't have any challenges. But when a human being overcomes his challenges, he wants to do what is physical good to him. We all created very selfish, but when we overcome our challenges and we are able to develop this natural love and we serve Hashem and we do the right thing and we make the right choice and we do the right thing to do the mitzvah rather than do something else, we in fact are able to come to a place which is higher than the angels. So let's see inside, and again we're going to introduce some more concepts as we go along in this chapter. Chapter 39. Says the Alter Rebbe. ומפני זה גם כן נקראים המלאכים בשם חייס ובאמויס כדכסיבו פני אריה אל הימין ופני שוער מהשמאל וגיימר. For this reason too, the angels are called chayos, beasts, and behemoths, animals, as it is written, and an angel with the face of a lion is on the right of the divine chariot, and the face of an ox is on the left. This is a verse in Yecheskel, in Ezekiel. לפי שאינם בעלי בחירה וירוסם ואבוסם מטיביס להם, כמו שכתוב בריימאים לפרשת פנחס. For they have no freedom of choice between good or evil as man has. And their fear of and love of God is natural to them. They need not create fear and love of God through intellectual contemplation of God's greatness, as it is written in Raya Mehimne Parshas Pinchas, because their fear and love of God are natural and instinctive to them. They are compared to animals. Continues the Alter Rebbe. It's going to say that for that reason, the tzaddikim, those who serve a God with a love that is created out of the intellect, the place where their neshama goes after leaving this world, they go to the world that is called the world of Beria. We explained a number of times. There is the four spiritual worlds. Atzilus is the world of emanation. Beria is the world of creation. And Yetzirah is the world of formation. Asiya is the world of action. These four different levels of worlds, in each world, it represents a different level of godly revelation. In Atzilus, the world of Atzilus, there is pure godliness. It is connected with the attribute of Chachma, the wisdom, as we explained. The wisdom of Hashem shines there. Wisdom is God. Godliness itself shines there. Bria is the world of understanding and world of Bina. Yetzirah is the world of emotions, the godly emotions, emotive attributes shine. And Asiya is the world of Malchus, the world of action. So, the tzaddikim, their place, those who serve Hashem with the intellectual love, their place is in the world of Beria, because the world of Beria is the world of the godly intellect. And the angels, they are in the world of Yetzirah, which is the world of godly emotions. So it says, גדולה מהם כמודע הנשמות הצדיקים ובאילם הבריאה, מודע המלאכים ואילם היצירה. Therefore, tzaddikim are on a higher level than the angels. The abode of the souls of tzaddikim is in the world of Beriah, the world of creation, whereas the abode of the angels is in the world of Yetzirah, the world of formation, which is the world of emotions. And in a note, Alter Rebbe says that there are certain exceptions. Most ordinary angels are in the world of emotions, but there are certain angels that are higher, considered in the world of Beriah, the world of intellect. In the davening, we talk about also there is the Chayes, Rifanim, Chayes, and Srafim. There's different type of angels. So we're talking about the angels, Rifanim. It says Berash Godel, go with a lot of noise, and the Srafim it says Benachas Ruach, they're going very calmly. Why is that? Because the Ifanim are these type of angels that are from the world of emotions. Emotions, a world of emotions is a world of noise, a lot of noise. The Srafim, the angels that are higher level, the world of the intellect. The intellect is more of a cool thing. It's benachas ruach, in a cool way. So in general, when talking general, ordinary angels, they are in the world of Yetzirah, the world of emotions. That's what Alter Rebbe says here. This is so only in the case of ordinary angels. There are, however, higher angels in the world of Beriah, whose service of God is with intelligent fear and love. It is written so in the Raya Mehimne that there are two kinds of holy chayot, instinctive and intelligent, meaning those whose love and fear are instinctive, and those who create love and fear intellectually, as is also written in Eitz Chaim. Now, continues the Alter Rebbe and says that what is the difference between them, between these two worlds, the world of Beriah and the world of Yetzirah? The difference between Beriah and Yetzirah is as follows. In Yetzirah, only the midos, the godly emotions, emotive attributes of the blessed Ein Sof radiate. Only the spheres of chesed, kindness, gevurah, severity, etc. Meaning, the love of him corresponding to chesed, dread of and fear of him corresponding to gevurah, and so on, with the other four midas. As it is written in Tikkunei Zohar, in Eitz Chaim, and in Eitz Chaim, that 6 spheres, the 6 midos, the 6 emotive attributes from chesed through Yesod, they nest in the world of Yetzirah. They pervade in the world of Yetzirah. Velochein, zois hi avodas hamalachim tamid, therefore, this is the service of the angels, whose abode is in Yetzirah, as mentioned above, constantly, never ceasing day or night to stand in fear and dread of God. In other words, what Alter Rebbe is saying here, that the angels, unlike humans have different types of emotions. You can have one person, he can have fear in 1 minute, other minute he has love, and he has many other emotions. An angel is a created being to do one thing. There's one mission. There are angels on the left, which represents the fear, the restrictive angels. Gabriel, from the side of Gevurah. There are angels from the Chesed, from the other side. each angel has only one track way of connecting to Hashem. This refers to the entire host of angels under Gabriel, which is on the left. Left represents the midah of Gevurah, which evokes fear and awe. Therefore, all these angels standing in constant fear of God. The service of the host of angels under Michael, they're on the other hand in love of God. They stand in constant adoration of godliness, corresponding to the midah of Chesed and so on. So this is in the world of Yetzirah, the world of emotive attributes. But in the world of Bria, but in the world of Beria radiates the Chachma and Bina and Das of the blessed Ein Sof, meaning the upper three spheres of Atzilus, which are the source of Midas and their mother and root. As we explained many times, that the emotive attributes, they come as a result of the intellect. The intellect creates emotions. So being that this is the world of intellect, so that's why also they are the source of the midas, and they can have different midas. They're not bound to only one midah, one emotion. As it is written in Tikkunei Zohar, that Ima Elah, literally meaning the supernal mother, which refers to the sephira, the attribute of Bina, the understanding, described as mother of the world of Atzilus, they nest, they radiate in the throne, meaning the world of Beria, with the three spheres of Atzilus, Chachma, Bina, and Das. Again, those are Kabbalistic concepts. We're not going to go in deeply to this right now. We're just going to continue. So basically what he says, this place, the world of the godly intellect, is the place of the neshama of tzaddikim, because they serve God with a love and fear that is intellectually generated. It is generated by their intellect, by their understanding. They create the love, and that is why their neshama comes to and reaches that place, because their love comes from that light that comes from this world of the world of godly intellect. Because these three spheres, the Chachma Bina Das of the Ein Sof, radiate in the world of Beria, it is therefore the abode of the souls of those tzaddikim who serve God with a fear and love that stem from understanding and knowledge of God's greatness. This love, being called Re'usa de Liba, literally the heart's desire, a desire created by intellect as opposed to desire that transcends intellect, as mentioned above. Re'usa de Liba nasa levush leneshama ba'olam habriya. From their Re'usa Liba, from their heart's desire, a garment is formed for the soul in the world of Beria, which is the higher Garden of Eden, as will be discussed further, and as it is written in Zohar Parshas Vayakel, the lower Garden of Eden is in Yetzirah, and the higher Garden of Eden is in Beria. So the neshama goes up into Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden. The neshama needs a garment to be able to receive the godly light and not to be nullified in the godly light. And that garment is created from the serving God, from the Re'usa Liba, from the depth of the heart, from the filling of the heart. That creates that garment. Continues the Alter Rebbe and says further, that when we are saying that the neshamas of the tzaddikim reach the level of the world of Beriah, the world of intellect, not every part of their soul goes there. We explained a number of times that the souls, we have different parts of in our soul. We have the part of our soul that is called neshama, and there is a part of a soul that is called ruach. The part of our soul that is called neshama is the intellectual part. There is the godly intellect. When we use the intellect to grasp godliness, this comes from that part of the soul. That part of the soul reaches after the life in this world, reaches to that level in the Gan Eden, in the world of Beriah, which is the higher level of Gan Eden. But then there are part of the soul of the tzaddikim that is called the ruach, which is more the emotive service of God. Because again, the tzaddik, even the tzaddik, he has sometimes, he goes with a level of godliness that is connected through the intellect. Then is also levels in the tzaddik, which is called the ruach, which is connected more with the emotive part, and that part of the soul goes to the world of Beriah, of Yetzirah. That's what Alter Rebbe says now. However, this applies specifically only to the actual level of neshama of those tzaddikim, the level of neshama being that of intellect, as the verse states, the divine neshama will give them discernment. And which represent a superior intellectual perception of the blessed Ein Sof. But the level of the ruach of tzaddikim, they, the Alter Rebbe is going to continue, they reach only to the world of Yetzirah. And now says the Alter Rebbe, and this is true also to the souls of all other Jews, which serve Hashem with the emotive fear and love, with the natural fear and love, not an intellectual generated fear and love. So all of the neshamas of the Jews that serve Hashem with the natural love, also their neshama reaches only to the world of Yetzirah, the world of the godly emotions. That's what he says. And similarly, all the other souls of Israel who serve God with the natural fear and love hidden in the heart of all Israel, not with love and fear born of intellect, they reach only to the world of Yetzirah. However, Alter Rebbe says that there is an exception. The exception to the rule is, even the simple neshamas, even the souls that serve Hashem with emotive, only with a natural emotion, there are certain times that their soul also goes to the higher world of Beriah. When? On Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh. On Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, there shines a greater level of light into the neshamas. And therefore, on Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, even the simple souls are able to go up to the higher levels. That's what they says now. Ein oiles l'shom rak b'Shabbos v'Rosh Chodesh levad. They ascend to Beriah only on Shabbos and the new moon and Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the new month. When all creation ascends to a higher level, as it is written every month on the new moon and every week on the Shabbos, all flesh will come to prostrate themselves before me, says God. That says when Mashiach will come, we'll have this godly revelation every Shabbos and every Rosh Chodesh. It is only then that these souls ascend to the world of Beriah, the higher Garden of Eden. And Alter Rebbe goes on and says, and how do they come from one level, from the lower Garden of Eden to the higher Garden of Eden? That goes through the Amud, the pillar there's a pillar, spiritual concept of a pillar that connects, just like a pillar that connects the top floor and the bottom floor. There's a spiritual concept of a pillar that through that pillar, the souls are able to reach from the world of emotions to the world of intellect, from the world of Yetzirah to the world of Beriah. That's what it says there. By means of the pillar that extends from the lower Garden of Eden, the world of Yetzirah, to the higher Garden of Eden, the world of Beriah, which is called the higher Garden of Eden. By means of this pillar, these souls ascend there too, to delight in God and to bask in the radiance of the Shekhinah. That's what the Neshama is doing in Gan Eden. It is the appreciation, the great enjoyment, the great joy that the Neshama has by basking, by appreciating and grasping the godliness. Just like when a person has a joy when you don't understand, you're trying to understand a deep concept, and all of a sudden the light comes to you, and all of a sudden, yes, I got it. It creates such a joy. So obviously, this is in a much greater level in the spiritual sense that these neshamas are able to grasp the more they appreciate godliness, the neshama derives a tremendous amount of joy. The intellect of a created being delights and derives pleasure only in that which it conceives, understands, knows, corresponding to Chachma, Bina, and Das, and grasps with its intellect and understanding. As much as it can grasp of the blessed Ein Sof light through his wisdom and his understanding, which radiates there in Beriah, enabling the soul to perceive godliness. For as mentioned earlier, the Chabad of Atzilus, to which the Alter Rebbe refers to as his wisdom and his understanding, they radiate in Beriah, for which reason Beriah is the world of understanding. Now the Alter Rebbe says, how come the souls are able on Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh to reach the level of Beriah, and the simple angels who are in the world of Yetzirah serve God with the emotive attributes, they do not ascend to the world of Beriah. How come humans can and they cannot? And Alter Rebbe says very simple, because we have to fight. And when we fight and we subjugate the challenges, and we subjugate ourselves, instead of following our heart's desire, we follow Hashem. So that is why we're able to elevate, to go to the higher level of intellect, because what do we use to subjugate? We use the intellect. We choose by understanding that there is something greater. So after all, the way we serve Hashem, yes, we do it because not we create a new emotion through our intellect. We just do it because we have the natural emotion to Hashem. We only reveal it. But how do we reveal it? Through our choice, when we overcome our challenges. And that's what Alter Rebbe explains. These souls who serve God with natural love and fear are privileged to rise occasionally, like we said before in Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, to Beriah higher than the angels whose abode is in Yetzirah, as mentioned above, and they never rising to Beriah. Although they too, like the angels, serve God only with the natural fear and love. Why then is their service of God considered superior to that of the angels? And the answer is, Begufam, because through their fear and love, the sitra acha clothed in their body is subdued. Whether in the case of fear, in the realm of turning away from evil, refraining from doing evil, and thereby conquering and crushing their desires through not giving their illicit desire expression in thought, speech, and action. Or whether in the case of love, subduing the sitra acher in the realms of doing good as mentioned above, meaning actively pursuing the observance of the mitzvahs out of love of God, despite the contrary desire of the animal soul, which is rooted in the sitra acher. Now the humans, they could have chosen to follow their hearts. Those souls, while in the physical world, had freedom of choice. They might have chosen evil, God forbid. Yet they chose good. To subdue the sitra acha, so that God's glory be elevated in all worlds, with an elevation similar to and to the superiority of light emerging from darkness over ordinary light, as mentioned above, by dispelling the darkness of sitra acha, those souls added to the light of holiness. Now the Alter Rebbe goes on to say something else. What we just explained, that when the neshama goes up to the world in Gan Eden, the lower Gan Eden, which is the world of Yetzirah, the world of emotions, or the higher Gan Eden, which is the world of Beriah, the world of intellect, depending of the type of service of Hashem, that is true to the souls themselves. A soul, although being very holy, is still a creation of God. And it is not completely one with God. It is connected with God, but it's like something connects to Hashem, to God. And that is why the soul is in this world. But the soul, when it comes down to this physical world, it does Torah. It studies Torah and fulfills the mitzvot. The Torah that we study, the mitzvahs that we do, when we do the Torah with feeling of love and fear of Hashem, the Torah itself that we study, they become united with Hashem as one, not like the soul, much higher than the soul. And the soul benefits and enjoys the light of the Torah that we studied in this world. And we enjoy the light of the mitzvahs that we fulfilled in this world, when we do those Torah and mitzvahs with feeling of love and fear of Hashem. That's what the Alter Rebbe says now. All the aforementioned concerns the abode and station of the souls. נכלולס ממש ביוד ספירס שהם בחינס הליכוס ואוירי סוף מסייחד בהן בתכלס הייחוד. The Torah and divine service, however, are actually absorbed in the 10 spheres, which are a manifestation of godliness, and with which the Ein Sof light unites in perfect unity. Meaning the Ein Sof light radiating in each world is completely unified with the spheres of that world. The spheres is the 10 attributes. Specifically, this means that once Torah and divine service ascends to the 10 spheres of Beriah, when generated by intellectual fear and love, and to the 10 spheres of Yetzirah, when prompted by natural fear and love. However, in these 10 spheres, it is clothed in them the 10 spheres of Atzilus, which is the one with Hashem. Now within them, within the spheres of Beria and Yetzirah, are clothed the 10 spheres of the world of emanation, the world of Atzilus, and they are completely unified with them. The spheres of Atzilus are clothed in and completely unified with them, the spheres of Bria and Yetzirah. And now the Yud spheres that Atzilus miyuchodes betachlis b'ma'atzila neisei v'alchut. Now the 10 spheres of Atzilus, the highest world, are in turn perfectly united with their emanator, the blessed Ein Sof. It follows then that by ascending to the spheres of Bria and Yetzirah, the soul's Torah and divine service actually unite with the Ein Sof. This is when we talk about the Torah and the mitzvahs that we do. But the souls themselves are not one with the godliness, but they stand in the chambers, what it's called, of Beria and Yetzirah. Because the Yitzfiras, the souls on the other hand, in contrast with their Torah and divine service, are not absorbed into the godliness of the 10 spheres, but they stand instead in the chambers and abodes of the Bria and Yetzirah, which are the worlds of Beria and Yetzirah. Separate beings that are not united with God, as are the spheres. Because after all, they are creations. So the neshamas stand there and they enjoy the radiance of the Shekhinah, which is as a result of the Torah that they study. V'nani miziva Shekhinah, hu oir ein seiva uchu amiyucha b'yud tzviras de bria oy de yetzirah. There, the souls delight in the radiance of the Shekhinah, meaning the blessed Ein Sof light, as it is united with the 10 spheres of Bria and Yetzirah. Vehu ziv teirasan v'avadas mamish ayin zeya vayakel davresh yud. And this radiance that they enjoy is actually the ray of the light of their own Torah and divine service. See Zoya Parshas Vayakel, page 210. Kischar mitzvah hi mitzvah atzma. For the reward of a mitzvah is the mitzvah itself. So this gives us an understanding and appreciation what we accomplish when we study Torah. We don't really appreciate that. We don't understand what we do. But the neshama understands it. And in the world to come, the neshama then appreciates and is able to enjoy that great shine that comes from our own Torah study, which is one with Hashem Himself. So it's Hashem. This is the end of today's shir, and we'll continue Bezrat Hashem tomorrow. Have a wonderful week and a good Chodesh.